Hello everybody, Wishbone8121 here, and welcome to Tutorials of Excellence. And today, I have a really big problem, guys, because, I built this great potato farm that automatically farms potatoes if I'm in simulation distance, and then throws them into this smoker, which always has 63 potatoes. So I can just walk up to this thing and get hundreds of levels whenever I want. But I have a really big problem, which is, how do I power this furnace? Or how do I power that massive super smelter over there? We'll get back to the super smelter later. That's episode 3. Anyway, the way we're going to do it is the best way ever. This is today's video. I'm going to show you how to make the best furnace field farm in the game. And just as an aside, the string is not included. You will have to get your own string. So if you don't know how to do that, then, well, I don't know what to tell you. Make a Piglin bartering farm. Alright guys, none of that happened. Here's how you craft some scaffolding. And this is Bedrock Tweaks, by the way, that has the craft all button, so I can craft really fast even on mobile. Alright, so we got our scaffolding. We just go over to our furnace fuel farm, and our infinite smelter, and we just throw it in there. Nice and easy. And now this thing can run for like a really long time. If I fill this whole thing up, it runs for 100 hours, so it's not hard at all. So we put in our scaffolding, and then we come back to our farm, and as you can see, this thing is busy. It turned itself on. There's no on-off switch. It has a on-off switch built in. The moment you pull anything out of these chests, this thing turns on. When these chests are all full, and specifically when this hopper right there is full, it turns the farm off, and that's it. That's how this thing works. And then you're like, well, but Wishbone, this thing runs off of bone meal, so, how much maintenance does it take to put bone meal in these chests? And then I would say, well, sir, you see this bone meal? I didn't make this, even obviously I'm in creative mode, but I did not make this in creative mode. All this bone meal came from this thing right here. This behemoth generates bone meal at 21 stacks per hour. It, first of all, fills itself up so that it keeps going forever and ever and ever. Then secondly, it fills up these 10 double chests full of bone meal for this farm. And then after that, thirdly, it will fill in these chests, and I could put a bunch more below this if I want. And then fifthly, it will turn itself off if all these chests are full. Because once this top chest gets full, this line gets powered and turns off the farm. And then this will lie dormant, and it won't make tons of noise anymore. So, if you want to have the best furnace fuel farm in the game, I'm about to show you how to make one. Let's get into it. All right, so let's get right to it. We're going to build this in one chunk just because it's probably better that way. This shifting floor thing, I think this should be unbreakable, but why test that when you don't have to? This is possible to build in one chunk, so we're just going to do it. This is the Chunky Torch is the add-on I have active that allows me to see chunk borders. Yeah, download it if you want. Anyway, here's a chunk. We're going to start with our output chest, the bamboo output. If you want to build this in one chunk, you leave 7 spaces on this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And here, just 2. I broke those on accident. So you're going to place your first chest. And let's get down to business here. All right, so 2 hoppers into that. I'll make a second chest over here and 2 hoppers into that one as well. Then 4 more chests. And just so you know, if you want, you can put more chests below that. You can just basically keep repeating that pattern with 2 chests inside, 2 chests outside, and make as many as you want. So you want to be able to make, a lot of shulker boxes of of scaffolding all at once, you know, go to town. It doesn't really matter that much. So there we go. So those 4 just go straight down. These 2 are straight down, and then we have 2 hoppers into these hoppers. Okay, there you go. Now we'll put them right there, like this. Boom. And boom, just like that. And we're going to put sand on top of this, just because sand is cool. Why not? Also, as an aside, if you waterlog these 2 hoppers and have sand here, you can then, not only can you make bamboo with this, but you can also make sugarcane as well. You just won't need 4, you won't need 4 dispensers for sugarcane. 2 is sufficient. Boom, boom, solid block, solid block, solid block, solid block, stone dust, dust. I think this is like this. And then we've got our dispensers. Boom. I'm sucking and placing. Why is that facing up? Sorry, just failing like a madman. Why is that bamboo so hard to place around? It's much bigger than what it looks like. Okay, let's get our pistons. And lovely, I lost my voice, so by voice I mean like the actual recording of myself talking during this, so yours truly is going to do a voiceover. Lovely stuff. We're making our clock here. And yeah, getting our redstone dust out. There's 1 more block and a repeater on 1 tick into the right side. Perfect, and that should start clocking, and there we go. And as you can see, I accidentally hit one of those repeaters and switched them to 2 ticks. You're not supposed to do that. It's all 1 ticks. And there you go, 4 pieces of redstone dust, and you've got your little micro farm going ham. Yep. And here we're going to temporarily turn this thing off with a redstone torch. Yeah, once I can manage to do that. All right. You don't need those blocks. This one you do need. There you go. We're going to do a comparator output from that hopper, and that's going to be our little brains here. It's going to comparator out of this, which is going to be a just kind of a floating hopper. It's just a dummy hopper. We're just going to put some items in there. Almost 5 stacks. We're just going to put basically 1 item less than the maximum that could fit in this thing, and that'll give us a output of 14, and that way this thing will turn off once that hopper's full. All right, and by the way, that comparator is supposed to be in subtraction mode. The one on the left is supposed to be in subtraction mode. I don't fix it till the very end, but I'll just warn you right now, it's supposed to be subtraction mode. And now we will get some glass out, and we're going to cover those 2 hoppers. That's very important that you do that. And make a little box around this thing. And yep, this box is going to prevent the bamboo from getting stuck everywhere. I'll make sure that it just basically goes into the hoppers, which is, you know, what you really want. And there you go. Perfect. Well, mostly. You could put more glass on the left so it looks like a square, but it doesn't really matter. Now we're going to put our hoppers in. You just need those 3 and then a chest. And, yep. I'm going to do 5 double chests on both sides just because, you know, why not? I assume that anyone making an advanced tutorial like this has a tree farm. If you don't have a tree farm, then you should make one because tree farms are great. The best tree farm, to be honest, if you're trying to get wood, is the warped wood fungus tree farm. Silent Whisper has one on his channel. I use it. It's really useful. You just make it into a cube maker. And you just make basically mirror what we just did on the other side. And we can get to it. All right, these 4 hoppers, and then that is going to be where basically where that part of the farm splits off. So to continue, we're gonna, nope, not that way. Another chest there. And there we go. And that's going to be our 3rd set of chests, the ones that just have extra bone meal in them. And one more, and really you could add a million. It doesn't really matter. You can add as many as you want. And a few more, and there we go. But yeah, back to wood. Actually, I think I'm going to put hoppers back here. Back to wood. If you do make, if you go to Silent Whisper's channel and make his warped fungus tree farm, yeah, that has to be a barrel so that you can place a comparator on it later. Because at the very end of the video, you need a comparator right there. But if you do use his fungus tree farm, don't do the 5 piston output. You want to do a single piston output that you can put in a cube maker. That'll make sense if you actually watch the video. But continuing on, we're now going to get to the top of the farm where we begin the process of making the Bonemeal farm. So we're just going to put 2 there and actually place that hopper. Yep. And then turn right and put a few more. And one more, and there we go. And now we're gonna put our more hoppers, 1 and 2 more, and then these are the hoppers that are gonna have the composters on top of them. You just need 3 on each side, so this is like a 7x2 little area of hoppers. And I keep accidentally placing them in random places, but you know, whatever. And we'll finish putting all those there. And these, it's not too important which direction you face these hoppers as long as they're going into each other. You could put them into the side or, you know, put them back. And we'll put our composters down. And as you can see, the farmer is linking to these. It doesn't really slow down his rates. I checked after. And the farm over there is running just as smoothly, even though he's constantly linking and unlinking. It doesn't seem to change anything because he can't pathfind to them, so it doesn't slow him down at all. But it is really ugly and annoying looking, so I would probably build this farm on a slightly different Y level. All right, now we'll do some mycelium. It needs to be 8 across. So you put the 7 that's directly in front, and then 1 more to the side here. And then by 7, so you would just add 6 more to this. 4, 5, 6, and yep. And keep going. And that was an accident. And that was an accident too. Okay, there we go, perfect. And 7, and 7, and 7, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. 7 by 8. Now we're going to add pistons on both sides. So there's 1. And we just put 6 more so that we have 7 pistons. Boom. And then same thing on the other side, except these pistons are going to start in extended position. So we're going to put them 1 further away. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And break that block. You don't need that. And then on the extended side, we're going to put these 2 blocks right there. There you go. Yeah, we'll get back to that later. And a block there. There we go. And now we're kind of move quickly to the other side, and we're going to do a line to the other pistons from the block we placed a minute ago. Then we're going to go underneath it, and I think we're going to make the clock now. Let's see. Yep, I'm gonna do one more down there. I think that's all the blocks we need for the clock here. This repeater's got to be on 3 ticks. It's very important it's on 3 ticks or it won't run properly. And then you saw the redstone torch under that. And then just redstone dust everywhere basically is how this works. And repeater to that on 1 tick. And redstone dust and all this. And redstone dust on that block will cause it to start clocking. And you can see it pushes it back and forth. Very good. And then we'll just put dust on all this stuff. So there we go. And now you can see that this is now functioning. So I think I'm gonna get a lever out, yep, and turn this off for now. Perfect. Now let's put our dispensers up there. You just need 7 of them. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we'll put redstone dust on that. There we go. And we're just going to make some glass walls around this thing. So above the fungus stuff, the nylium, we're going to put 2 high walls. And then here we need a little bit of extra space because the way that the water works is a little funny. So you need that extra space right there by that last hopper. We're gonna end up putting a water source in there, which is the only way to make sure that the farm doesn't overflow the hoppers with items later on. So this will be 3 high walls. That way the walls are pretty much the same height on all sides. And on this side, you do not need extra space for water. It's great just as it is. And then we'll just keep going 2 high all the way down. And then we'll just add one more line in front of the dispensers above them. Perfect. And yeah, you don't need some of these glass, but that should be it. Okay, we're going to put in our water. This has to be pretty specific. You want 1 there, and then 1, 2, 3, and another there, and then 1 in this corner. Should make this nice pattern here, and that'll make sure that none of the items will get stuck on top of any particular hopper. They're always over at least 2 hoppers, so it makes sure that you don't get any buildup. As you can see, this one's been running pretty much for hours and hours, and it does not have any buildup. Perfect. And while you're at it here, let's put a few of these into our dispensers here. So there we go, boom. All right, let's go back to the underside. We're gonna put in the dropper line here. So we'll just put a temporary block there, and then 1 lower. We'll put our hopper into that block, and we'll put 1 more temporary block below that. And let's bust this. There we go. I'm breaking stuff, of course. And we'll get our droppers out. I need 1. So just stand on top of it. 2, 3, and dispensers 4. Perfect. Then we will put our nylium back on that. Break this. Put that there. And then we will replace our redstone dust here. It should light back up again, and looks like everything is good to go. We'll just check this. All right, I messed up a little bit. Instead of this hopper here, we're going to do that. Actually, hang on. That's where the hopper needs to be. And then in front of that is going to be another dropper. The reason to that has to do with a trick I learned, which is if you're accidentally powering hoppers, just replace them with a dropper. This dropper is going to be powered purposely, so we're just going to replace that hopper with a dropper since we're powering it anyway. All right. There's boom and boom. And we need glass there. And then we got redstone dust. We'll go here. Then we will place a observer directly above this. So that it looks down above that, and place a block directly there. Okay, so that whenever the floor shifts, it will power this line and power these 4 droppers and that dispenser. Perfect, because this dropper and this dropper get hard powered, which soft powers the droppers touching it, and the dispenser at the top. Perfect, good to go. Excellent. Now we'll work on the hopper clock over here is going to be powering the dispensers that shoot the water out. Alrighty, let's do it to it. First, we need 2 blocks here, and then we're going to have repeaters, both on 1 tick. These are actually going to be slowing down the hopper clock, so every time this side pistons power, these repeaters are going to power the hoppers that are going to be right here, and it's going to make them slower. So it's going to slow down the clock here. And we need blocks there and there, and we'll have comparators out, comparator out, and 2 solid blocks here, then no, not there. There we go. And we'll do this, and here. Perfect. Redstone dust here, redstone dust here. And then here, to make sure that we don't power this hopper, we're going to add a button. So we're going to put a button there. That'll make sure that this hopper doesn't get powered. The button's not for anything else. It's just redirects the redstone here. And we'll get a piston. There. There. And redstone block. And then we need 32 items in this. It can be pretty much anything. It doesn't really matter. There we go. 32 items. Perfect. And perfect. Excellent. All right, now let's connect our little brains over here to the rest of our cool stuff. We need this. I think that's all we need. All right. Redstone torch there. And some dust. Boom, boom. This and that. Yep, perfect. This going into a block. This is just dust, and these 2 blocks I don't actually need. Okay, cool. And then from here, another redstone and repeater. All right, and then 1 more out, then up and another out. Dust, dust, dust. And a repeater going into a block. There we go. Put a torch on it. And observer. Observer into a sticky piston. Sticky piston into a redstone block. There we go. And that is that circuit. I think this is actually good to start up now. I guess let's check it out. we'll just get some put some bone meal in here. 3 stacks, that should be enough to make infinite bone meal, so let's get it started. Turn off this lever. Okay. All right. We got out to a not quite solid start. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, if you ever have the water in the wrong phase, you just press a button. That'll do it. Hopefully, this is set up now to where what it was is I started with my redstone block on the wrong side of my hopper clock over there. So it should be good now. It should run forever. It shouldn't break again, but if it were to break, you just press that button. Otherwise, this should be all good. Nice. Although we're not quite finished yet, there's just one more thing to do. We're going to run a offline right through here. That'll make sure that this farm turns itself off if when the bone meal storage fills up all the way. So let's get to that. I guess I will go on this block then instead. There we go. Gotcha. And another one right there. And another block there. And we'll put our dummy hopper here. We will fill up this dummy hopper with, let's see, not quite 5 full stacks. So it's going to be just less than 5 full stacks. I'll compare out of it. This one's in subtraction mode, so that this one will only fire if that chest is completely full. But it'll only give an output signal of 1 with the subtraction mode, so there we go. You know what, I don't want to accidentally power things, so I'll just run it like this. Okay. Let's try that one again. Yeah, definitely screwed it up. Okay. There. Actually, you know what, I'll just run it like this. Redstone repeater there. Boom. We just need to connect these two together. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Break these two. And that should be it. Should be good to go. All right, just 2 last things. One is that you want to add some glass or blocks down this line just to keep water from spilling out during the flushing phase. You only need to do it on that side of the farm. And then last thing is this comparator right here is supposed to be on subtraction mode. There we go. That should do it. And lastly, guys, before we leave for this video, I do want to show you a sneak peek of the third and last installment of this array, which is a shulker unloading super smelter that runs at 4 times hopper speed, that then reloads into the shulkers, because this separates shulker boxes. The shulker boxes are set aside, put down through a hopper line into a dispenser right there, and redispensed and then refilled with the stuff that gets smelted. So I just wanted to show you this. It is super cool. I am pretty happy with this. Probably my favorite thing that I've made so far. I designed both the quad speed loader and the quad speed unloader with filter. And next episode, I'm going to show you how to make all this stuff. Really, really cool. I also made a nice, this is another quad speed unloader. It's just a really simple one for the furnace fuel. You just press this button and it loads it up. and then flips it back once that thing's empty. Yep, very cool, very cool, very cool. Next episode, you will find out how to make this bad boy. This is basically the most insane of all furnaces I've ever seen in my life, on Bedrock anyway. And this is going to do it for today's tutorials of excellence. This is episode 2, and I showed you how to make the best furnace fuel farm in the game, and then next episode I'm going to show you how to make the best furnace in the game, at least the best that I've ever seen. Alright, I look forward to it. I will see you guys next time. Have a good day.